Today, we will discuss digitization, the risk that comes from digital overuse. What is digital addiction? What happens in the brain when a kid or anyone else is too much on the pixel screen? I am Dr. Lalith Mendis of the Colombo Empathic Learning Center. We have to maintain the 1 hour to the next hour balance in a child's life. The study pattern or the working pattern must follow our brain's default mode network of thought. That's the graphic you will see very soon, where a child works or a person works for a 1 hour period, beginning with salience or focus. Dopamine, the neurochemical transmitter in the prefrontal cortex that's here, begins to work to keep us in focus, in attention. That's called salience. So we keep studying or keep working, having initiation, navigation, successful in conclusion. Then the work of dopamine is done in about 40 to 45 minutes every hour. Then dopamine must come down. And at that time, dopamine works on the DA1 physiological dopamine receptor. And once you have had that sense of good conclusion, inside you there is this thing about how well did I do, then serotonin begins to work, which is also a neurochemical transmitter, for the next 10 to 15 minutes, suggesting to us how we can improve, connecting, relating, collating, self-check, and always the brain design is to check back and see how we may improve. So you will realize it's not only a study pattern or a work pattern, it becomes a character pattern for the child or the adult for us to check back and see how we can improve. That's the motive for us for the next hour. So roughly when we have gone through this 1 hour period of the default mode network, dopamine keeping salience, attention to the focus, and then serotonin taking over for satiety or reward motive. When we finish so with 1 hour, then in the next hour we begin with a good momentum of having done well in the last hour. So when we are studying or working, we have this sense of time that we have gone on for about an hour. What happens when a child is on the digital screen with intense digital activity, pixel screen with intense digital activity? Then the child's dopamine does not come down. It goes on, and it becomes, the receptors shift from physiological DA1 to addictive DA2. Then the dopamine is on an uptake, and it has the effect of cocaine then to do the same thing again and again. And the child or the person does not move to a reward motive, instead of which he wants to do the same thing again and again. That becomes addictive behavior. And in our next talk, we are going to look at how we shift from top-down empathic regulation to bottom-up dyspathic regulation. That will be the next topic in our next short clip. Thank you for listening. If you want any help on this line, you can contact me on 074 211 5011.